Hi, my name is Jennifer Hoolihan. I'm a studio potter educator with AMACO. I'm going to show you another way to use wax. I glazed this cup with 3 layers of snow, and then I'm going to use some frosted melon on top of it. I love using frosted melon with the Celadon Glazes. You can get some really cool variation. And so this is just frosted melon on top of snow. You can see where I get kind of like this nacho cheese yellow. That's because it was in a crowded area of the kiln. Whereas this side had a little bit more oxygen and I get more of a lemony yellow. Other examples of frosted melon with the Celadon. Here it is with Lagoon. A lot of oxygen, a lot of space on this side of the piece. It was facing the elements. You get a lot of lemony yellow. Same thing with the lavender Celadon, the color variation. It also looks beautiful on top of obsidian. This was the first glaze that I ever tried it on, and I was just amazed when it came out of the kiln. All the gold tones that you get in there, some of the blues where it's especially thick. When you do a lighter application, it can have a real wood grain look. So I'm going to get this cup waxed up. Got that wax on there all the way around. I'm going to set that to the side to dry, and while I do that, I'm going to prepare the frosted melon. So I have a little bit of distilled water here. I'm going to need to thin the frosted melon down a little bit. I don't have an exact ratio because it just depends on how thick it is in the jar. So if you stir it up, take your brush out, kind of notice the flow a little bit. That's too thick. That will stick to the wax and you'll drive yourself crazy trying to clean it off. Pour a little bit of this into here. Don't need much because I'm just doing 1 cup. I'm not going to pour it in there because I'll probably pour too much. So I'm going to get a nice clean sponge, soak some into the sponge. That should be good. Stir that up. And that has a lot more flow. That's about like heavy cream. That would be closer to what I want to be able to brush it on without it sticking. So my wax resist is dry. I've got my thinned out frosted melon. Let's start from the bottom. I will end up doing 2 to 3 coats of the frosted melon on here. The thicker I put it, the more crackle texture I'll get from the frosted melon. Start here, go over, and you can see how that pulls back from the wax, and it is very satisfying. Over the years of doing this, I have found that certain sponges work better at cleaning up the wax than others. The black foam brushes do not clean up the wax very well. It seems to just smear the glaze around rather than actually absorb and remove the glaze. This sponge, nice soft silky sponge, works really well to go over that. I'll leave some of it because I like that. It adds a little bit of interest. It's a lot easier to clean up these little wax guys while they're still a bit damp. If you wait until the little wax beads dry all the way, you gotta scrub a little bit more or pop them off with your fingernail. So after I put on more glaze, I will have to do this a little bit again, but the results are worth it. There you go. Snow with frosted melon. You can see on the jar, frosted melon on its own, kind of a limey green. It's a glaze that's always surprising me. I fire to cone 6, so this will go into a cone 6 firing and oxidation, medium speed. I don't do any slow cool, but depending on how packed the kiln is, I will tend to do a 5 to 10 minute hold.